Jason Spitz was a third-round draft choice by the Packers in 2006, right at the start of the Mike McCarthy era in Green Bay. Now, he joined a team that was on the rise, but he was a little too nervous to realize it.
I was just so nervous the first time we came into the building. I don't think I felt anything. Fortunately, I was able to, participate early on in my career, and we were god-awful for a couple of games there. But once we caught that last 4 games at the end of the season, then you could kind of feel that switch. So the momentum shifted in our favor. We were starting to gel. Mike's offense was clicking. We had something special rolling into the second year when we went all the way to the NFC Championship game.
That was 2006 to 2007. 2006, bad start under Mike McCarthy, his first year as a head coach. What do you remember about that first year and him as the coach?
Oh, Mike's a blue-collar guy, which fits my personality very well. I'll never forget, we get to the preseason, and I was like, this NFL thing isn't that tough. Then we open up against the Bears and just get shellacked. And I was like, oh, there's 2 different speeds of football. There's preseason football, and there's a regular season. I was like, now I get it. His offense was great. I think, Mike's probably one of the better offensive minds I've been around throughout my career. And then obviously having Favre in the backfield doesn't hurt. Yeah,
playing with Brett Favre. Talk a little bit about that. Is he the gunslinger persona we all seem to know from outside the huddle? What's he like in the huddle?
You never know what you're going to expect when you first meet, let's call him a legend, because he is. We were in OTAs, and it was the first time that Favre had shown up for a practice. Being just a rookie, and him being the person that he was, like, oh, okay, I get it. He doesn't really need to do this stuff. But when he walked in the room, I thought, you're about to witness greatness, an absolute consummate professional. He's going to show you how the craft is performed. He comes in, he listens to the huddle, he backs out, he puts his hand up for Kurt to hand him a Snickers bar and then a Coke. Opens his Snickers bar and he's eating during practice. And I was like, okay, not the first thing I thought I would see Brett Favre in practice do, but that's Favre. He walks to the beat of his own drum, and he's one hell of a football player.
You also had Aaron Rodgers on that team. What did you know about the first couple of years? Was there any clue that Aaron Rodgers would be a great quarterback as well? He's just a backup. He's just a young guy in your squad.
Well, you knew he was talented. Otherwise, Ted wouldn't have drafted him. But he was phenomenal in the preseason. There's always Aaron's team in the preseason because you could see what he was capable of. He made plays. He was proficient with the offense. But, it was still Favre. Had it been anybody else back there, Aaron probably would have started earlier. But you knew he had something special. And he just continually improved, got better, maybe mirrored some of his game after what Favre did. He's the best in the game.
The Packers used a 4-game winning streak at the end of 2006 to finish with an 8-8 record. They took that momentum into 2007, and it became a blessed season.
If you look at it, there's a little bit of shuffling around of bodies the year before. You had the same group of guys coming back. I think we had added a few players on defense. So that side of the ball was starting to click. It's kind of hard to recall most of that season. I mostly remember the playoffs, especially against Seattle. But like I said, there was this shift from being, that also played, team in the NFL to one of the names everyone's talking about.
You guys played Seattle in the playoffs. You were the youngest team in the NFL, I believe, at the time. Didn't go so well early on. Before the snow started flying, you guys were down 14-0.
I was about to say, you probably know the exact stats, but this is not the way you want to start. You spent the whole season playing as well as we did, and you get to the playoffs, and it's going to end in the first 2 minutes of the game. But obviously it didn't deter us. We kept playing, and I remember we had my favorite play of that game. We were on the goal line, and we were running like 99, like an outside zone play to the left, like 2 or 3 times in a row. And so Talish and I have a call we make. It was like a slip or something. And then the third time we ran the ball, he called it the opposite direction. And without missing a beat, Talish and I both looked at each other, made the same call as if it was going the other way. The D tackle played it, easy touchdown. So that was my favorite play. It's probably the only one I can truly remember. There's been so many plays over the years, but that one sticks out to me.
The Packers would fall to the Giants that year in the NFC Championship. But 3 years later, they were on their way to bigger and better things in 2010. However, a plethora of injuries threatened to derail their super plans. Did the players start to think that maybe it just wasn't their year?
Well, I think when you get down to the end of the year, that year, obviously we had better regular seasons, but at the end of the day, you just need to get in the playoffs, as we proved. We had the talent, and it just, we got a couple lucky bounces. I think things like that, it just bounced the right way. We were just destined to win.
You know, I got the feeling you guys are going to win not until the Atlanta game. By halftime, Tramon Williams makes that interception, and all of a sudden, oh my God, these guys are Super Bowl caliber. This team. What was it like for you guys? When did you feel that Super Bowl glow, I guess, or did
when
you?
The clock ran out against Chicago.
Not until then.
I was like, because you understand, having been in a couple, playoffs a couple times, you understand just some days it's just not your day. So you just never know, and then when it's over in the playoffs, it's over. But you continue to prepare for every game as if it's the last. And like I said, fortunately it worked out. But I honestly didn't know until I remember the clock struck 0, and I was like, holy shit, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. What was your memory? What do you take from that?
Honestly, I remember more about the week of preparation and hanging out with the guys, and then after than the actual. I mean, the game was like any other game. Practice was a little wonky, having to go to the high school and change facilities once or twice. But once the game started, it was another football game until that was over, and then you realize, oh wait, we just won a Super Bowl. So, but unfortunately, I mean, it was the same. The staff did a great job. Mike did a great job commanding the ship. Nothing really changed. So it was the same preparation going into it as any other game. It just so happened to be the biggest game in the world.
What did you think when he brought in the people from Jostens to measure you Saturday night before the Super Bowl for your ring?
We talk about this. I talk about it all the time because my Super Bowl ring is 3 sizes too large. A, I've lost a little bit of weight since I've stopped playing. B, at the end of the season, your hands are swollen. I mean, it's a gutsy call. Like, hey, you're going to expecting to win the game. It's probably, I don't know, it was maybe smart. Get it out of the way instead of trying to wrangling a bunch of cats to come back and get fitted for a ring. But it was neat. You did start it's crystallizing that thought of, oh, this is what we're playing for. But yeah, hindsight being 2020, I would have gotten a couple sizes smaller.
The thing about sports is you often develop strong bonds with your teammates. That certainly was the case for Jason Spitz, who came to Green Bay at the same time as fellow offensive linemen Darren College and Tony Mall.
Yeah, I think it was a unique situation. We were coming into a team that kind of needed some help on the offensive line, especially in the interior. In a way, we were kind of competing for the same spots, but also in a way we were helping each other make the team at the time. We were all in the same situation. We all came from what I would consider smaller schools into the big show, and just our personalities just clicked. I think paired off probably doesn't make the most sense, but the 3 of us together, we make one hell of a team.
And those are life. You guys are still.
Oh, we're still close. I mean, we started a company together, which Tony's running. I think full time now. 3 Fat Guys Wine. Check it out. But yeah, I think those are Darren and Tony. I will be friends with to the day I die. I think they'll say the same thing. We're just something about our relationship, the dynamic, the things that the trials and tribulations we had to go through to make it in the NFL. I think it's going to bond us forever.
Last question. Reflect on your time in Green Bay, your football experiences. You've had many, obviously, high school, college. You played for a couple of other organizations in the league. Green Bay, your experience in Green Bay, what do you take from that?
I always say Green Bay is the best place to ever play, and it's the worst place to play first. Because once you've played here, every other organization sucks. I remember I went to my hometown team after I left Green Bay, and I was like, this is not what it's supposed to be like. But it's just something special about the atmosphere, the town, the team. It's like, I don't know, it's magical. It's like what Disneyland is for kids, Lambeau Field is for me.
Wow. So don't play here first.
Don't play. Yeah, if you can finish here, yeah, like you do, like Mason or Aaron, those guys, you get a long stint of it. But yeah, you take kind of for granted how well you're treated here, and they do everything possible that you can just go out and play football. And then the town's great. I mean, I'm a blue-collar guy. It's a blue-collar town. It was a great fit for me. I have nothing but great things and great memories from this place.